Sure. Yeah. Drew, you've talked after each game about how you're feeling more and more rhythm. Where do you feel like after what looked like a pretty efficient game, and how important was it for you to have a good game in Week 17 heading into the playoffs?
I think it was really good. I mean, really for us as a team, I mean, especially down the stretch here, you're playing for so much each and every week. And obviously we've endured a lot throughout this season with injuries and having, various guys down at key positions, throughout. Obviously we were dealt kind of a crazy hand, with the running back situation going into this game. But, man, it says so much about our team, the way that we've been able to respond. And also I think we've been able to see a lot out of young players that now are playing, more pivotal roles for us. And so, as we kind of go into the playoffs here, I think obviously we wanted to end the season, continuing to ascend. And I think for me, just continuing to feel healthier and more comfortable each and every week, coming off my injury. I know we get Mike Thomas back. I think the last 3 weeks being down have been great for him. And, we'll just take it one step at a time here. But bottom line is we know that in order to play our best, in order to achieve the goals that we want to achieve, we've got to have the same approach each and every week with our preparation, with our work habits, and everything that we do. We don't just show up and play. And we put that time, effort, and sense of urgency in throughout the week so that we can get the result we want on Sundays.
Next one's from Ricardo Lecomte.
Drew, you mentioned that running back situation. Montgomery had to switch from the wide receiver room to the running back room today. His game and how hard that is to make that adjustment like that when you get such short notice.
Yeah. Listen, a testament to him, because honestly, it wasn't until Saturday morning that we realized that we were going to be out, the running backs. And Ty had a significant role as a receiver in this game, just like he did last week against the Vikings at receiver. And so, all of a sudden it's like, hey, switch gears. Ty is now running back. Tony Jones, you're coming up from practice squad running back. And all right, here's the receivers that now are going to be up to kind of fill this role that Ty had as a receiver. And I mean, you can just imagine all the kind of moving and shaking and chess pieces that kind of needed to be flipped around. And then you're kind of going through the game plan and just making sure that, everybody's comfortable with what we're doing. And, but, can't say enough about our coaching staff to be able to do that, and also Ty and the job that he did.
Next one's from Sean Fazend.
Hey, Drew, what did you see on the touchdown throw to Emmanuel Sanders? It's like you checked at the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, it's honestly, I'm trying to remember that one. Help me out.
We're glad you had checked and had a play action throw, hit Emmanuel Sanders over the middle in the end zone there.
Yeah, I'm seriously having a blank here on Emmanuel's touchdown. Remember Jared's, I remember Austin's. I just know we were trying to get Emmanuel at least 8 catches in this game. So, down the stretch, you're just trying to feed him. Obviously, he's always a great matchup and a guy that you're trying to feed the ball to. But for the life of me, I am not visualizing his touchdown right now. I'll think of it as we keep talking here.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Hey, Drew, in situations like today where all three of the teams vying for the number 1 seed are playing at the same time, like how cognizant of you are that during the game, or do you have to kind of shut it off completely?
Yeah, just shut it off. Just shut it off, play ball. No, if we take care of our business, maybe those pieces fall into place, maybe not, but regardless, just, control what we can control. And yes, I do remember the Emmanuel touchdown now. Yeah, it was a nice little check, play action. He kind of found a little soft spot in the middle of the defense, and, we were able to fit it in there. But I thought it was a good scheme, good play call, and good execution.
Next one's from Amy Just.
Yeah, Sean kind of alluded to it in that Saturday's practice ran a little longer than you normally would, just because he had to change a lot of different things with the game plan, with having so many guys out. What do you remember about yesterday's practice and fitting in the pieces where they may have not been the day before?
Yeah, like I said, man, there was some stress on Saturday. Just from the moment that we got in the building and realized that, we're down all our running backs and fullback. And I mean, just, think of all of a sudden those, just making sure that, all right, we're shifting the roster around a little bit. And then now these are the roles that these guys, I mean, a lot of times when you game plan throughout the week, you're game planning for the guys that are going to be in there. So all of a sudden guys are out, we had game planned some stuff for Ty at receiver. All of a sudden he is now in the backfield. So it had ramifications, in a couple different areas, fullback, running back, slot receiver. So, but then again, I mean, listen, this is why you practice so much, right? From training camp to preseason, which we didn't have this year, to the regular season and additional reps after practice and all the stuff that you do in the event that something like this happens. You try to be prepared for it.
Next one's from Jacques Doucet.
Drew, Emmanuel kind of gave his vote for Sean Payton for NFL Coach of the Year in terms of how he's been able to manage all these different situations, different quarterbacks, people being out. I know you've been a tandem here for 15 years, but I just kind of speak to the job he's done this year to get you guys to 12-4 right now.
Listen, phenomenal job. He's always been such a great leader with his team, with the staff. I mean, really in the whole building, and obviously we were in this COVID season where there were just so many unknowns. It felt like rules and protocols were changing weekly, with the number of, then compile that with the number of injuries and various situations that we kind of found ourselves in this year, and the roster having to shift. And, I was down for a few games. Jameis comes in, plays great. Taysom comes in, plays great. You're building the game plan around those guys. And, defensively, having starting corners down at times and other guys coming up, I felt like DA did a great job on the defensive side of the ball, and that, all the guys there and the entire staff. So I think Sean would be the first one to tell you that, man, it's about the culture that we've created here, and it's about the staff, and it's about the way the guys care about one another. But he's certainly done a tremendous job.
We're all set. Thanks, Drew.
I guess. Thanks.